Hi everyone, and welcome back to Writing Tutorials. In today's video, we're going to talk about something essential for both landlords and tenants, a house rent agreement letter. This letter is a straightforward yet crucial document that outlines the terms of a rental agreement in a simple and professional manner. In this video, we'll walk through a sample letter step by step. I'll explain what each section means, why it's important, and how to customize it for your needs. Whether you're renting out your property or moving into a new home, this tutorial will guide you through the process of drafting an agreement letter that's clear and legally sound. Let's get started. Opening details. We start with the heading information, which includes the date and the names and contact details of both parties. Here's how it looks in the sample. Date, November 30th, 2024. From Robert McAllister. 1567 Elmwood Drive, Phoenix, Arizona 85003. Phone 602-555-8912. Email robert.mcallister@email.com. 2. Emily Carter, 3429 Maple Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona 85014. Phone 602-555-2347. Email emily.carter@email.com. This section identifies who the letter's from and who it's addressed to. It's essential to include the full names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses of both parties. These details make the agreement official and ensure both parties have each other's contact information for any future correspondence. Adding the subject line. The subject line is simple and direct. Agreement for rental of residential property. A good subject line immediately tells the reader what the letter is about. This helps avoid confusion, especially when the letter is part of a larger set of documents. Always make your subject line clear and concise. The salutation. Next is the salutation. Dear Emily Carter. If you're writing this agreement for someone specific, address them directly. If you're creating a generic template, you can simply write Dear Tenant or Dear Landlord, depending on the situation. The introduction. The letter begins with, "This letter serves as a formal agreement between Robert McAllister, the landlord, and Emily Carter, the tenant, regarding the rental of the residential property located at." This opening statement sets the purpose of the letter and introduces the two parties involved, the landlord and the tenant. It also mentions the property address, which is critical for specifying the rental location. Always include the full address of the property to avoid any misunderstandings about which property the agreement refers to. Outlining the terms of the agreement. Now we get into the heart of the letter. The terms of the agreement. Each term is listed as a numbered point for clarity and easy reference. Let's break these down one by one. 1. Rental amount. The monthly rent for the property is $1,200, payable in advance on or before the first day of each month. Payment can be made via check or bank transfer to the account specified by the landlord. This point clearly states the amount of rent, the due date, and the payment method. When writing your own agreement, always specify these details to avoid future disputes. Mentioning the payment method also helps clarify how transactions should be handled. Second lease term. The lease will commence on December 1st, 2024, and will continue for a period of 12 months, ending on November 30th, 2025. This section defines the start and end dates of the lease. It's important to specify the duration of the agreement so both parties know how long the arrangement will last. If the lease is renewable, you can add a clause about renewal terms. Third security deposit. A refundable security deposit of $1,200 has been paid by the tenant, to be returned within 30 days of the lease's termination, subject to deductions for damages or unpaid dues. Here, the letter mentions the amount of the security deposit and the conditions for its return. Always clarify the timeline for refunding the deposit and any potential deductions. This transparency protects both parties and prevents misunderstandings. Utilities. The tenant is responsible for utility bills, including electricity, water, and gas, unless otherwise stated. This section specifies who will handle utility payments. If the landlord covers any utilities, make sure to list those exceptions here. This term ensures everyone knows their financial responsibilities. 5. Maintenance. The tenant agrees to maintain the property in good condition and promptly report any damages or required repairs to the landlord. This clause outlines the tenant's responsibility for property maintenance. It's a good idea to include examples, like keeping the property clean or informing the landlord about any needed repairs. 6th. Termination. Either party may terminate this agreement by providing a written notice of 30 days. This term explains how the agreement can be ended. A 30-day notice period is standard, but you can adjust this based on your needs. Make sure to specify how the notice should be delivered, via email, mail, or in person. Finalizing the agreement. The letter concludes with, "By signing below, both parties agree to the terms and conditions outlined above." This letter represents the entire agreement and supersedes any prior arrangements or understandings. This statement confirms that both parties understand and accept the terms. It's important to include this clause to make the agreement legally binding. Signatures. At the end, both the landlord and the tenant sign the letter. Sincerely, Robert McAllister, signature. Acknowledged and agreed. Emily Carter, signature. Signatures are critical for making the agreement official. Both parties should sign and date the letter. If possible, keep a signed copy for your records. And that's how you write an agreement letter for house rent. To summarize, include the contact details of both parties. Clearly outline the terms of the agreement, including rent, lease duration, security deposit, and responsibilities. Use clear, concise language to avoid misunderstandings. Always include signatures to make the agreement official. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tips from writing tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.